Hey, what's up everyone? This is Isaiah from Player Development. Today we're talking about how, as a smaller player, you can still impact the game on the defensive end, particularly when it comes to playing help defense. So let's jump into it and break it down. Alright, so the first clip that we're going to be looking at is from a recent game that we did. It was actually our final game of this past season against the William & Mary Club team. And right now in this clip, we're going to be talking about off-ball positioning. So just to start out with, right, when you are playing off the ball, you don't want to be hugged up against your man because then you're not in a position to help. The way that I teach this for my players is being able to see the man and see the ball. So you have to be able to see the player that you're guarding, and a good way to visualize this is to be able to point to the player that I'm guarding and to be able to point to where the ball is. If I can't see both, then I'm not in good defensive help position. So let's run the clip here. And so what you'll see is, because I was in good help position, right, my man is all the way over here, but I was here able to step up and cut off that initial drive. And again, you'll see here, my man is all the way over here, but the ball is over here. And so that's me being able to see him and see the ball. And because I do that, I'm ready to help if this guy here decides to drive into the paint. But if he also throws a skip pass, then I'm able to recover to my man right here. Same deal again here. Again, my man is here, and I'm 1 foot in the paint, ready to help if this guy decides to drive. Overall, good defensive possession. That was our very first possession of the game. Great start. Now let's take a look at a possession where my defensive positioning off the ball was not so good. All right, so this is a possession that's towards the end of the game. So let's roll the clip and see what we got. Okay, starting in man defense. Decent job moving my feet. And here's where we get tripped up here. What you'll see here is that because of the way this guy drives, me and number 12 here, we have to communicate what's going to happen, because 12 doesn't have an easy path to follow his man through as he comes up from the baseline. So he's not in a good position to be able to guard his man because he's got the angle already coming this way. And I should already be up here in this spot because this guy is completely out of the picture. He's out of the play, but I'm so worried about sticking to him that I'm not able to recover in time to help. And you'll see here, by the time I try to take a charge, he's already there. He's beaten me to the spot, and it's an and one. So that's what happens when, especially as a smaller player or as a guard, if you don't have your off-ball positioning right, when you come to help, it's going to be too late, and a lot of times guys are going to finish over you. That's when you don't get to the spot in time to be able to take that charge. All right, the next piece we're going to look at is taking away their space. And what I mean by that is, like, for the bigger guys, you're taking away the vertical space because they can reach up, they can jump higher, they have the longer arms to be able to block shots. That's taking away that space vertically. What we as smaller players can do is take away the space horizontally because, again, we have that mobility. We can move with the players and we can help by cutting off the angles that they're trying to get. Okay, so you see in this possession here, right? I'm in help defense here. This guy's gonna drive right here. And what I'm going to do, because I can't go up to block his shot, what I'm gonna do is take away the space for where he's trying to drive. So I cut him off before he's ready to make his move to try to finish the layup. So you see how I'm in that spot already, and he's already trying to gather, but what happens is because my body's already there, the ball's going to come loose because he's trying to bring the ball across my body. Of course, finish the possession with the rebound, run out, get a layup over on the other end. Now let's talk about a time where I did not take away the space properly. So again, this is a possession from closer to the end of the game, but we gotta take a look at this possession here and what I did wrong here in terms of taking away horizontal space. This guy's already in the middle of his drive. He's got momentum coming this way, and I should already be in this spot here, but I'm so worried about this guy that I'm guarding that I wasn't taking away that space. And so what happens is I kind of half jump into this spot, but he's already elevating for his shot, right? What happens is he's already here, and by the time I'm jumping in, he's already ready to shoot. And so especially for us shorter guys, we can't come into the picture late when it comes to help defense. Either we get and ones called on us, or guys are just shooting over us. So we gotta be there already, take away that space so he can't even gather to get the shot up, like you saw in the first clip. All right, final thing we need to talk about is using our mobility to our advantage. Like we said, with the big guys, they kind of take away the vertical space around the basket. And so as smaller guys, we're trying to use our mobility to not get caught behind the bigger guys, especially when we're trying to provide help, trying to rotate early to be there in the right spot to take a charge or to get the steal. And what I mean by that, as you'll see in the upcoming clip, is when you're posted up on a big guy, they're trying to get that mismatch, right? And what happens is the tendency is, as little guys, we want to prove ourselves. We want to show like, hey, you can't push me around. And so we get into a wrestling match with the big guy. And what happens is even if they don't outright win the wrestling match, we get stuck. We're stationary behind there. And that reduces our mobility advantage when it comes to providing help defense. Even if I get position on him, what that means is I'm too busy pushing and shoving him to be able to slide out to a spot. So let's take a look at a clip here. Okay, so it actually starts here. All right, so I cut off this drive well, but what happens is, this is that mobility that I'm talking about. I get actually caught behind my own player, my teammate here. And this is a really late closeout, and I'm just lucky he missed the shot. So that was one instance where I did not use my mobility well because I got stuck in a spot instead of being able to recover and help. So it's on this fast break where we actually get a good use of my mobility. I'm stuck on the big man because nobody picked him up in transition. And what I'm doing here, I'm not trying to push and shove him out of the paint because I know I have help coming, right? He digs down here, and that forces the kick out pass. And what's gonna happen is that because number one has to rotate back out, he gets driven by. And you see what I'm able to do because I wasn't pushing and shoving with big boy here. I can step into that lane to be able to help. Instead of wrestling with him and just focusing on like, oh, he's not gonna post up on me, I can slide out and again, like we talked about before, take away his space as he's pulling up for his shot. So those are some of the keys that we need to focus on, especially as smaller players, talking about our off the ball positioning so we're in position to help, using our mobility to our advantage, taking away that horizontal airspace, trying to cut off the angles that opposing guards and players are trying to get to instead of necessarily just trying to challenge shots at the rim. I think we get a twist. Sometimes we think of help defense as, oh, that's the big man's job. But as you can see, we can contribute as guards on the defensive end, even if it's not stopping the point of attack, but just sliding over to help, being in the right position. Guys, thanks so much for checking out this video. For more tips, check out our channel, and make sure you like and subscribe so you can keep up with all the content that we're putting out. Again, thanks so much for checking out this video. Catch you all next time.